What's going on, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Snap Count. We're very enthusiastic NFL supporters, and we thought what better setting to show off our fandom than to come on a pod and talk all things NFL. So with me today, we got two Coopers, so that's going to be very challenging to try and navigate who I'm directing my questions to, but I think we'll sort all of that out. Basically, what we're going to go through today is top 100 players reaction. Obviously, that came out over the last few days, and there was some controversial rankings there. We're going to go through our own season predictions as far as, MVPs, and then who we think is going to make the Super Bowl. Divisional winners, we're going to go through who we believe are our picks for those, and just a quick little rundown of each game in week one, and followed by a fun segment that we're going to have on every single week of the podcast. It's a 3-leg multi. Each of us are going to pick our favorite leg for the week, and we're going to back it in, and you guys can do the same, and hopefully we win you guys some money. But Cooper, pleasure to have you guys on.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Very keen to get started.
So keen. We're only 2 days away now since filming this, so I can't wait.
I know, it feels like the football season took so long to come back, but, whenever it does roll around, it's always a fun time. So I reckon we get straight into it. And what did you guys make of the top 100 anyway?
There's a few controversial calls in there. I want to start off with Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen. As I'm a massive Bills fan, Josh Allen just won the MVP, and you've put Lamar over him. I think it's a controversial take. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that?
But we see the top 100 come out every year, and it's obviously a popularity contest.
Yeah.
It's definitely not credible at all. That's why Lamar's over it, I think. All the players love Lamar, so...
Yeah, I think what Lamar brings us, I think obviously he's an exciting player. He's, a game winner. He can make, game-changing plays, as can Josh Allen. But I just think, it's one of those 1A, 1B kind of situations. It doesn't really sort of matter who gets ranked above one another. We both know what they can sort of do on a game-to-game basis.
Well, they're both great players.
That's it, exactly.
Both MVP finalists for a reason.
Jameer Gibbs was the other one. I think
27. That is,
very high.
I think it was, to be honest, I think it was very low.
Really?
I think he should have been higher, to be honest.
Where do you rank him then? Go on.
I'm looking here.
40s, 30s.
Who does he get over in that the 26?
Zach Bourne for
To be honest, I think he's more valuable than his teammate Amon-Ra.
Yep.
Oh, you could say that, yeah.
So I think Amon-Ra's a bit too high.
But I think at the end of this year, he'll be one of the best running backs in the comp. So I think this time next year, he'll be in the top 10.
Stay tuned for that. The offensive player of the year predictions.
That's the first prediction. There you
go. Another one, I reckon, Cole Hamilton at 51. That to me,
disrespectful.
Yeah,
very disrespectful. As much as I don't really like the Ravens for obvious reasons, probably one of the best defensive backs, safeties in the league.
I think
most versatile by a mile.
100%.
And you've got him at 51. I think there's a lot of people who could have gone over. But
yeah, and then there was some notable admissions. J.C. Horn not being in the top 100 list. There's guys there that, across the board, there's always going to be controversial sort of opinions year on year. But that's the beauty of the top 100. It gets people talking, gets us talking. So
yeah, it's the reason they do it.
100%. So I guess we'll move into our season predictions.
This is what I'm keen for.
100%. The top 100 doesn't matter about that. People.
That's just opinion. This
100%.
is what's gonna matter at the end of the day.
End of the season, we will be looking back on it harshly, see who got it wrong. It's going to be good to look back because there'll be some terrible takes at age, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I mean, that's the thing. You always, it's hindsight at the end of the day. You always look at things from an easier perspective when you know what's happened and what the outcome that came through. So start off, we'll do our MVP. What do you guys, or who do you guys have as your MVP of the league this year? There's a lot of obviously front runners for it, and a lot of different factors will have to come into play for these MVP winners to, get the award. But what do you guys make of it, and who do you think will take it out?
I'll go first. Yeah. So, as much as I'm a Bills fan, Josh Allen won it last year. I've gone Lamar Jackson this year. I think the team he has around him, they're gonna be up there in the 1 seed, 2 seed conversation. He's probably the most talented quarterback in the league. I don't think there's anybody you can really go past. I think Josh Allen will have a bit of a voters fatigue from last year. I think Joe Burrow's defense is going to let him down again. Patrick Mahomes probably not near it anymore compared to these other quarterbacks. I think Lamar will win this in a landslide too. I think it'll be a very very easy voting this year for
Why
him.
do you say a landslide?
Well, as I just said, I don't think Josh Allen will have a voters fatigue. I think he'll lose a few more games. I rate the Ravens are really, really high this year. But yeah, I don't think anybody will come near him this year with Lamar.
No, I've gone with Joe Burrow. I mean, he would have easily won it last year if his defense actually did something.
That's why. I think
so you're saying he won't win it purely because of the defense?
well, we didn't win it last year because of his defense.
Yeah,
If
well,
they don't win enough games, he can't win it.
I reckon this year the defense will improve, and we'll see Joe Burrow. He will be fuming last year, missing out on the playoffs. He's going to go to another level again and win the MVP, I reckon, this year.
I think to add to that, I also had Joe Burrow, but I think to add to that, having hopefully a healthy T. Higgins all season long, that 1-2 punch with Jamar Chase and Higgins to give him some weapons. And people sleep on Andre Yoshivas. I think he's a good wide receiver 3, and he's not a major weapon for the Bengals, but again, he does
his job.
He's a TD target for Burrow in the red zone, and I think like I said, that dynamic offense that they do have, it's just nothing's really going to stop them from outside of injuries or lackluster play from certain players. I think they go on and have a good year, and hopefully the defense stands up. And
there's no doubt their offense is one of the best in the league.
100%.
The star power they have.
If that defense was any better based off his season last year, if you looked at that, if you had to put those stats down on paper and just had it blindly ranked, you didn't know who it was, and you would have to
be the Super Bowl team.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd think you pick player A or player B, he'd 100% be the one you'd pick.
That's
9
the only
times out
thing,
of 10.
because they're in one of the toughest divisions in the AFC. It's the question if they can win enough games. I think with the Burrow MVP conversation. Well,
it'll be interesting. So watch this space. I guess we'll find out who was right at the end of the day once the season comes to a close. Yep. Defensive Player of the Year next up. Obviously, we all have different picks here.
This is a bit more
spread out.
So I've got Max Crosby, and I know that might be a little bit of a left of field sort of take, but I think with Pete Carroll coming back into the coaching frame again, and what he was able to do in those years that he was at Seattle. The defense was at an all-time high. The Legion of Boom. We know what he brought from the defensive side of the ball, and hopefully with a healthier defensive line this year as well. They got who was it? They got someone back. My bad.
You've made some great points though with that. I think he's a real capable player when he gets. It's just another thing with I don't know how many games they win this year.
Exactly right.
They're also in a very. I know so many tough divisions this year, but they're also in a tough division.
Chargers, Chiefs.
Yeah, Malcolm Kuntz back. He had 10 sacks in 2023.
Yep.
He's coming back off an ACL. Obviously, that is always a question mark, but that's high defensive upside, and hopefully, their offense with Geno Smith and Ashton Jeanty can win enough games, and they can, still be that defense that we know to expect from them. It's just a matter of how many games they do end up winning. But here's my pick. I think the safe bet is to go Aiden Hutchinson, but I'm going to go a bit of left of field.
Which I have gone. I've gone to say the safe bet. I think he is the betting favourite at the moment. Obviously injured for a majority of last year. I just think he was a top pick for a reason.
He had 5 sacks in that game.
I know they have a new defensive coordinator this year, the Lions, but I think his talent alone. He's also going to win another award, I think, eventually. I will get down to that, but I just think he's such a good defensive presence on that team. And it's a stacked team, too. They're going to be a Super Bowl contender again, so he's one to watch out on.
I've gone slightly left field. People will call me biased, but I've gone Jared Verse for Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm calling you biased.
we saw him last year. He had a bit of a slow start. Then his last maybe 12, 13 games were one of the best defensive players in the game. One Defensive Rookie of the Year. His playoff form against Minnesota and Philadelphia was unbelievable. I think another preseason under his belt, he will be really one to watch this year. And along with his mate Brandon Fisk, who could be another wild card to win it. Call me biased, but I reckon Jared Verse.
It's fair enough. It's very biased, but look,
come on, man.
If it works, you've got to be very smart, I guess. But
I like the fact that we've all got a different option there. At the end of the day, that keeps things interesting.
And we've all made great cases, I think, in that too. I think everybody can agree with that. There's not really anyone who doesn't really deserve it at the moment, but we'll
100%.
see.
Moving on to Offensive Player of the Year. This is where it gets difficult. I know, again, there's clear-cut options here, but there's so many good offensive players in this league now, and occasionally can be biased towards quarterbacks, as we know with the MVP awards and everything like that. But this award tends to be a little bit better as far as sometimes going to players who truly deserve it. So I've gone with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think this year with less touches, most likely from David Montgomery, which is what has been talked about within the Detroit Lions franchise and the organization. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get a larger role within the offense. So I think despite the fact Ben Johnson's gone, despite the fact their offensive line has taken a little bit of a hit, I still believe that Jahmyr Gibbs, with his dynamic ability both in the run game and in the passing game, will be an even greater weapon, especially with more touches in the offense. So I think, to me, he seems like, again, left of field, but I believe, Jimmy
He's
is
such a talent, isn't he?
100%.
It's the reason he's rated so highly in fantasy too, with that whole situation. I've gone Jamar Chase. Now, I reckon he deserved it last year. I know Saquon had such a good year, but I think this year he'll back it up, what he did last year. Don't know if he'll be better, but I think he'll be up there again. I think we all agree Saquon will have not as good a year as he did last year.
It's hard to back up a 2,000
Exactly.
yard
And
season.
People are not talking about the Madden curse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That could play into facts. So
that's why I think Chase will win this very easily. I think, obviously, so Joe Burrow is such a talent too. The defense might let him down, but we all know Jamar Chase will never let him down, so that'll be fun to watch.
yeah, I've gone with Chase as well. If it wasn't for Saquon's record-breaking rushing last year, he wins it by a landslide. So I think this year Saquon's not going to do anything. And I've gone Joe Burrow MVP, and I think the Bengals will be right in the thick of it in January. So I think Jamar Chase is really, really hard to stop, and I don't see anyone beating him.
Look, I love Jamar Chase, and to be honest, if it were up to me, I would have gone him. But like I said, I wanted to go something a little bit left of field. But Jamar Chase, to be honest, I honestly feel like his season got overshadowed a little bit last year. He won a Triple Crown, and yet...
Yeah, exactly.
And then because Saquon had such an amazing year, people probably haven't spoken about him enough. And now that he's got that contract, he seems a lot more locked in. He's been named a captain for the first time on the Bengals as well. So I think the players love and respect him. So I think, he's going to have another big year going forward. Now onto the rookies. It's been a pretty loaded rookie class as far as, the receivers, the running backs. QB is probably a little bit weak, but there are still some good quarterbacks within this draft. Obviously, Cam Ward is one of them. Cooper?
I've gone with Cam Ward. I just think the QB, probably one of the weakest QB drafts we've seen, but I feel like he will overshadow. Tennessee are crying out for a quarterback, and I feel like he's the man to come in and just set the standards, and he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think.
Do you reckon he could have a similar kind of year to what Cam Newton did when he first came into the league?
Oh, he could, but as we've seen recently, Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud coming in, they just had 2 record-breaking Offensive Rookie seasons. But Cam Ward, he could be like that, but I don't think Tennessee have the weapons that Jaden and CJ had. So.
Definitely not. No.
But he will have a good year, and I'll give him Offensive Rookie of the Year.
We'll pick one for a reason, obviously, too.
Yeah, exactly.
I've gone a bit left of field, as a lot of people have so far. Amari Hampton, Chargers running back. I think Najee, with his whole injury, he's questionable for this week. He will most likely play. I just think Hampton will have that more snap counts of him, so I think he'll win this. It'll be because I don't think it's such a tight draft this year. I believe. I think Gentry will get targeted too much. I think it's such a tight draft. I've already said it's not a deep QB class, and the one QB that's probably going to start doesn't really have a good weapons with him. So I think Hampton wins this. I think it's going to be a tight one, but I think Chargers will make the playoffs too. So I think that'll be a deciding point in it too.
And with Jim Harbaugh, he obviously favours the running game quite a lot more. So he's definitely going to be receiving a lot of snaps, and he's going to get a lot of reps in that offense. So it's not a bad shout from you at all. I'm going Ted McMillan. I know it's a bit of a bold call, but I think Bryce Young has a breakout year this year. I think you 100%. Saw in the second half of last year, he started to put it together. He started to feel a lot more comfortable being in the offense. I think having that little spell on the sidelines with Andy Dalton running the show probably put things into perspective for him. And so now adding a weapon like Tet, who a lot of people compared to Mike Evans, similar sort of build, whether he becomes the same player, whether he can get 1,000-yard receiving in every single year that he's been in the league pretty much, that's up for debate. But I think we've seen what certain wide receivers have done in the last few years. You know, Jamar Chase coming into the league, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nakua, you know, guys like that having the success. I think Tech can have that same sort of upside with him, especially because they're going to throw the ball quite a bit. I mean, they got Chuba Hubbard, but I think, you know, he's going to be a big target for Bryce Young. And, yeah, again, a bold call, but I think it's one that's worth looking at and one that definitely could come to fruition.
And I also think we all want Bryce Young to succeed in the
100%.
NFL. So this is definitely one step to it.
He's a really genuine guy. And, you know,
having a great wide receiver there. So hopefully that comes up. But, yeah, we'll see.
Definitely one of the most likable players, Bryce Young. I don't think there's a single reason why you could hate him. So hopefully that happens for him.
Yeah, unless Georgia fans. But besides that, not really.
Oh, yeah. NFL-wise.
So moving on to the defensive rookie of the year, and I think this one's a bit more unanimous.
I don't look. Is there any out of case or anybody else?
No.
Travis Hunter, I don't think he gets enough snaps on the defensive side. So I think.
Yeah,
Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Abdul
quite
Carter again.
Clearly.
Compared to a Micah Parsons, which again makes sense because they played at Penn State. They both played the same position on the edge. You can definitely see the Micah Parsons traits in him, whether or not he has that same impact like Micah, like an Aiden Hutchinson in their first years in the league. That is again up for debate, but I think he's the clear cut and he's going to get a lot of opportunities on that New York Jets defense because the offense is probably not going to be so good.
With that though, they've got such a really the one thing about the Giants is probably their D-line.
Yeah,
they got Burns there too, and a lot of other key pieces around them. I think he's not just going to be by himself, which is good to see. So I think he'll thrive in that system too.
Yeah, it's not going to be too much asked of him. There's not going to be, you know, all this weight put on his shoulders. He's obviously going to have pressure on him, but yeah, like you said, it's a lot easier to be able to have some support next to you on the D-line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go on to the comeback player of the year. So, again, this is one that we've all had a little bit of diversity on our selections. Start with you, Coop.
Well, it's the same as the depoy for me. I think Aiden Hutchinson is eligible for it this year. I've just said so many key points about him. There's not much else to say about him. I think he probably wins this more favourably than his actual depoy does.
Yeah, I have to agree. And I think it'll only take him getting back out there and getting double-digit sacks to probably get the award because the way he started last year, 7.5 sacks in his first 5 or 6 games, he was well on track to potentially even break the record. So if he can come back out and even be half the player he was last year, then I think the award's his to lose. But I've gone JJ McCarthy just because...
I like it. I like that choice.
Risky.
Yeah, it is. I just feel like the weapons he has, Kevin O'Connell, the system that he employs with that offense, you saw how good Sam Darnold played last year with that same offense, and that Sam Darnold was a player that a lot of people looked at and thought, you know, this was his last opportunity in the league. They didn't really expect anything out of him, and at one point he, you know, was in MVP conversations. So
exactly. O'Connell extended his career basically.
100%, and I don't see JJ McCarthy, you know, being any less of a quarterback than Darnold is. You know what I mean? The traits that he has, the upside that he has, with those weapons in that system, I think he can have a really productive season. And if he can, you know, put up anywhere close to the numbers that Sam Darnold did last year, which is going to be a tough ask being a first-year player in the league. But with 1 year under his belt, even just being in that system and, you know, carrying the clipboards, I think you saw what it did for Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Not saying he's going to be Patrick Mahomes, but it's definitely going to give him a great opportunity.
He's also a proven winner too, which I really like about him. Obviously, that Michigan National Championship 2 years ago now, he's such a proven winner. I think they've got such a good team around him too. I don't see a world he doesn't thrive.
100%. So, yeah, I'll go to your bold call for comeback player of the year.
Well, QBs win this award more often than not, and I've gone with Dak Prescott. Now, I could get a lot of hate for that. Yeah. I mean, injured in around week 5 or 6 last season. Every year's their year, the Cowboys say. But surely this year, Dak comes back into the system. I feel like there's a bit of a culture change happening with Dallas with Parsons leaving. They're really embracing that they think it's a good idea. They should have let him go because they don't want people there that don't want to be there. Yep. And I feel like with George Pickens coming in, Dak's got a new weapon with CD. So I feel like it's going to be hard for Dak not to win it, really. If they can get around 9 to 10 wins, he's going to be hard to beat. So I'm going with Dak.
It's a great call.
And they're going to have to rely heavily on that offense now with Micah Parsons
exactly right,
having left. So
it's all on Dak's shoulders.
It's going to have a lot of responsibility. So no, I can see that coming to fruition, but it's probably a bit more left of field or left of centre, but we'll see how it plays out. Now to our Super Bowl predictions.
This is the big one. Here we go.
These are some interesting takes, but what do you guys make of your picks for the Super Bowl, and who do you think is going to be there in the last game of the year?
Well, I've gone with, for the third time in I think about 5 years, a home team playing a home Super Bowl.
Yep.
I've got the 49ers taking on the Bills in the big dance. I feel like the Niners
You'd be happy about that.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, the Niners getting all their stars back. They had Greenlaw miss a chunk, Ayuk miss a chunk, Bosa miss a chunk. Christian McCaffrey hardly played, and they've got the easiest schedule in the league, which is quite annoying being a Rams fan. But I feel like there's no way they can't do well this year, and with a home Super Bowl on the line, they can go really far. And I feel like Buffalo, we say it every year, like the Cowboys, this is the year to get there. So I feel like Josh Allen will finally get his Bills there, and it'll be 49ers Bills Super Bowl in San Fran, which would be huge.
I hope it's this year. We're due, well and truly.
Yeah.
I've gone Ravens Eagles. I know I'm a Bills fan, but I can't go past this Ravens roster. They've added Jaheir Alexander and DeAndre Hopkins to already stacked roster. They had 8 Pro Bowlers last year, I believe, which is amazing. But
Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton in that secondary.
yeah, they're such a complete team. They got the best running back quarterback combo in the league, you'd say. But then obviously the Eagles too. There's also their D line won them Super Bowl last year. Plus they've got a great quarterback, 2 great receivers, probably the best running back in the league. I think it's gonna. I don't see anything else happening unless there's an upset. It's the 2 favorites. I know it's not a big bold call, but I think I don't think anything can go past that.
No, I think that's valid. I think those takes from both of you can come to fruition, but
I hope so.
for me, I've
Hope so.
gone. I know this might seem like I'm deriding a little bit, and buying into the hype of
You haven't, have you?
the
He
Micah
has.
Parsons
He
trade,
has.
but I think
Oh, no.
I think the Packers, with that defense, obviously defense wins championships. You still need good quarterback play. You still need a good offensive scheme. But I feel like Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, you add that to, Jordan Love's quarterback play. I think that's still up for discussion. But, Matthew Golden's been added to that offense. Jaden Reed. Watson. So Josh Jacobs. That could be the one question mark. We obviously know how running backs tend to
fall off quickly.
Yeah, so hopefully he doesn't have a fall off. But if that all comes together, I see a world where they do make the Super Bowl. But again, my AFC pick is the Ravens. I just think exactly the points that Coop just made. Too hard to go past, especially with those additions.
On paper, that team is the best team in the NFL. It's so hard to go past them.
Yeah, so I just don't see a world where the Ravens don't make the Super Bowl. But obviously anything can happen, especially come playoffs. We didn't think the Commanders would beat the Lions last year, especially in Detroit. So you never know how these things play out. But I guess we'll wait and see. That's the beauty of it, and I can't wait to see how this season unfolds.
It's the same thing with predictions. Everybody's right until they're wrong. It's good to see.
That's it. We've got to have some point of difference, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to our divisional winners, which obviously sort of stems in to our conversation about who's going to play in the Super Bowl and who's going to be there come playoff time. Start with the AFC East.
That's pretty unanimous, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other 3 are rebuilding. Let's be honest. I don't think anybody can go past the Bills in that division. Have won it the last 5 years now, so I don't see anything else.
Yeah, they're my Super Bowl
changing.
pick. So Buffalo easily, I think.
Yeah.
Unless Miami just pulls something out, but
Yeah,
Big
Miami the
one.
only one that's, but I still think they've got more culture
There's question marks about Tua and his health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A lot of culture problems there too. I don't know.
yeah, Tyreek wanted out at the end of last
Yep.
year, so
I don't think the Bills have really. I don't feel like they've gone backwards in any way.
Yeah.
If anything, they've just sort of stayed how they were last year. And Dalton Kincaid could be a key piece to them.
He will. I reckon will shine this year.
Going to have a breakout, and I think that's someone that Josh Allen's going to target a lot more of. What we're going to get from James Cook. We didn't really see the best out of Keon Coleman last year as a rookie. We sort of had some patches. Khalil Shakir, there's definitely
It
potential
was
there.
just really after that injury of Coleman. I just think he just went downwards after that. But
I think
he should be better. Like Josh Palmer being added to, James Cook fresh off an extension. It's hard to go past it. I know the defense, the secondary it's something. It's not horrible, but it's not great. But besides that, it's such a complete team.
Well, when
It's
you
getting
have
hard
as
to go
many
past them.
offensive weapons as the Bills do, I don't think
Yeah.
you don't need to rely too heavily on the defense. Just try and outscore the opposition, and you'll be
As we
sorted.
did against Lions last year. Tried against the Rams. Rams,
Yeah,
outscored
got
us
you
there.
there. 48-45. What a game. Game of the year, actually.
that was a great game.
So yeah, we'll move on to the AFC West. So, Coop, you're the only one that's differentiated from our picks.
Well, I've gone the boring plain option. I've gone the Chiefs. I feel like people just want to see them lose and they don't pick them. These two, I
Yep.
think, have done that. So, the Chiefs.
Despise
Patrick
the
Mahomes.
Chiefs.
So, yeah, that's
can't
all I need to
stand
say.
them.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's fair enough. They've won last 7-8 now of that.
Make
West
that
Division.
9 this year.
It's going to be hard to go past it. But I've gone, and you've gone too. We've both gone to Chargers. I think, as we've said before, Murray Hampton's such a good player. He's going to come into his offense.
Keenan Allen back.
Keenan Allen back. Quinn Johnson, we'll see how he goes. Lad McConkey's such a great talent. He's going to thrive again this year. Like you see when Najee goes, but I think their coaching is going to get him over the line too. I think it's going to be an off year for the Chiefs this year. They had so much stuff go wrong for them last year, but still ended up winning the games. I think this year it's going to be different. I think they're going to lose those close ones, especially come Saturday. They're going to lose those close ones, but then I think Chargers will get over the line by maybe a game or two, I believe.
Are you trying to say the Chiefs only were good last year because of luck?
Black magic.
Have you
for
not seen the
refs.
memes? Have you not
It's
seen
just
the memes?
pure hate. I mean, I don't really like the Chiefs, but you can't really
Am I
keep
wrong?
disrespecting them.
Look at the Raiders game. They
Yeah.
lose the Raiders game if a center that's never done it ever doesn't snap the ball doesn't snap the ball wrong. But
Their playoff form was good, though, as you would know.
fuck up.
I think
Fair enough. I can't do anything about that. Eh?
the Chiefs are still going to be relevant. I think the improvements with the Chargers, and another year with Jim Harbaugh coaching that team.
It's such a tough division now. This too. I don't think no divisional games is going to be easy wins like they have been in the last 6-7 years.
We're not even talking about Denver as well, to be honest.
That's where we got. Like Denver, I don't think Denver will win it this year, but they were a playoff team last year. They got a rookie quarterback last year. They're going to keep improving too. They've also got a great head coach. This
Sean
division,
Payton.
this division has 4 great head coaches, so it's going to be very fun to see the mind games between those divisional matchups this year.
I think, I was actually having a conversation with one of my mates about this, and I was saying that, a lot of what Bo Nix's QB play was a lot to do with Sean Payton's system.
Yeah.
You saw what he did with Drew Brees. I'm not saying Drew Brees was a system quarterback, but that's
that's a big call.
that's a conversation for another day.
Danko says Drew Brees is a system quarterback.
Can't remember, putting
Clip
words
that.
in my mouth. No, but I just feel like the way Sean Payton runs that offense is perfectly suited. Bo Nix has weapons in Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims. It looked a little bit better. And then, I just feel like the way that team's going to come together, that could pose some threats. But I still think the Chargers, and I'm going to stick by that. And you've obviously elaborated on the points. I don't need to go into too much detail about it. We'll go to the AFC South. We've all gone the Texans here.
Yeah. There's going to be a few unanimous from now on, I think. But
I think CJ Stroud has a bounce back year. I think
he didn't even have that bad of a year last year. It's
Won a
just
playoff game.
up to his rookie standards. Yes, it wasn't.
It
But
was a bit of a fall off.
I think, Nico Collins, people forget he only played 12 games last year. If he can get a full year under his belt, the weapons. The only question mark is Joe Mixon's health. Obviously, that's a cause for concern for Texans fans, but
he's out for the first 4 weeks so far. But Nick
Could be
Chubb's such a good replacement, isn't he?
100%. And
So
I still think, in that conference, in that division,
it's not really a good division. Maybe Colts, but besides that, I don't think it's
Worst
anybody's
division in
touched
the
on.
league by a mile.
the only one I could say as a potential there is maybe the Jags, just because
Jeez.
Liam Collins' offense, Travis Etienne potentially might have a bounce back year. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but
Well,
Brian
They're a
Thomas,
chance.
He turned Bucky Irving into a star, so you never know. But I think we can all agree Texans will win that.
100%. AFC North again, Ravens unanimous.
It's just because how dominant they are. This is a good division. You got Steelers, who are a playoff team, Bengals, who most likely should be a playoff team this year. I just think the Ravens are that good. It's not funny. You can't get. I don't think you can get near them.
Yeah, I mean, we know the battles the Bengals have had with them in the past few seasons, so that they could be their only threat. But again, if their defense stinks it up, then no matter how good they are on offense, I think Ravens are going to be too strong there.
Yeah.
Same goes for the NFC East with the Eagles.
Yeah. Also a great division, but it's also just such a strong team. You
Yeah.
can't get past them.
And they haven't gotten any worse from last year. If anything, they're probably getting better,
Yeah.
especially with the young guys. Cooper DeJean having another year under his belt. And
He's a star.
yeah, love to see it. Love to see a white cornerback.
CB1.
What were you humming that song before?
Cooper DeJean is CB1. No, I'm not going to do that.
And then in the NFC West, there's a couple of agreements here between Cooper Winter and myself. But Cooper Powell, you have got a bit of a rogue one.
I've gone to Seahawks.
Oh,
I know you're a Rams fan. I know we think the Niners are so good, and obviously Rams. Sorry, Seahawks are just. I think it's such a wild card team this year. We could see what Sam Darnold did in a great offense last year. JSN's such a good wide receiver. We all know that. Ohio State wide receiver, and then Cooper Kupp coming in is such a key role in this team.
washed.
I think Cooper Kupp will have such a great, not as good as his seasons were, but a really good bounce back season. I think K9 on the running back, Zach Charbonnet's there too. There's such a really, not complete, but a really good team. I think they'll surprise a few people this year.
Yeah, and I think Mike McDonald's defensive coaching scheme, I think, is going to really be a key for them. Guys like Byron Murphy, Big Cat, Leonard Williams. One of my close mates is a Seahawks fan. He actually runs a Seahawks page. Shout out to him, Seahawks Sam. But he'll love me. He'll love the fact that you backed them in. But even he, I reckon, would probably be more conservative. But he'd be optimistic. But I think, there's a chance there with everything going to plan. Clint Kubiak's the new offensive coordinator, so hopefully that gets the best out of Sam Darnold. And like you said, the only thing I could probably put into question there is K9's health. Kenneth Walker, he sometimes can be, injury prone. Charbonnet, can he take that lead role? That's going to be a big question mark. But potential's there, and, you never know. But with the 49ers, how easy their schedule is, I think they're going to be tough to stop in that division. What do you make of that, Coop?
Yeah, like I said in my Super Bowl tip, the amount of players they were missing last year was just laughable, it was good to see. But this year, let's face it, all their stars are coming back. Easiest schedule in the league. I can't really say more. Like, they're just going to be good again. The year before, when they had everyone back, they were in the Super Bowl and lost in overtime to the Chiefs. So they're going to return to that form, no doubt about it.
Fair enough.
Watch this space. For the last two divisions, the NFC South and the NFC North, we've gone the unanimous call on the NFC South with the Bucks, although I'm a Falcons fan, even though I'm wearing a Titans jersey. Shout out Marcus Mariota. That's the only reason I'm wearing this. I'm actually not a Titans supporter. But, I think the Bucks with Baker Mayfield's play, adding Emeka Egbuka, Bucky Irving, and then you've got Mike Evans still there, even though he's getting on in age. I think Baker's play last year just showed how good that system was, and whether Liam Collin leaving now is going to affect that system, whether it stays the same is going to be a big question mark, but they've still got absolute dogs on the defensive side of the ball as well, and I think they're going to be tough to stop. As much as I want my Falcons to be right up there in the conversations, Penix being a first-year starter, and then, there's still question marks about our defense. I think that's going to play into
I think Bucks win this easily.
And we can all agree the Saints will be last.
Yes.
What do you mean? Spencer Rattler's the GOAT. He's gonna take them to the promised land.
They will probably be the worst team in the comp this year.
Their starting QB is not even a top 40 QB.
And then their backup is Tyler Shuck, a 25-year-old rookie. I don't know if he's
that was a weird draft pick. It's not even a draft, but that was a questionable draft pick when you can't even start him over Spencer Rattler and you draft him that early.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
It says a lot.
Especially when you had Shedeur Sanders on the board. Not saying they should have picked him, but again.
I'm saying they should have picked Shedeur Sanders over him easily.
Watch this space. Tyler Shuck,
Gabriel,
future MVP of the league.
He's going to tune in. This will be our biggest hater.
Sorry, Saints fans, but you're just not going to have a good year. Let's be real.
And then finally, like I said, the NFC North, we've got a couple of different calls here. I've gone the Packers.
Yep.
In your Super Bowl tip?
No, for the NFC.
You've got the Super Bowl. So
it's an obvious one for me that I've gone Packers. What about you, boys?
I've gone with Detroit. I think last year they underachieved, even though they were the number 1 seed, but they bowed out, getting destroyed by Washington. I feel like this year with Dan Campbell, he'll get them revved up. They'll bounce back this year. They
Fair
didn't
enough.
really lose anyone. So Aiden Hutchinson back. They're even going to get better. So
Fair enough.
yeah, they've got the NFC North.
I think they're gonna maybe take a backward step just because of the loss of Ben Johnson. I think he was a big
Oh, that's
orchestrator.
true. Coaching staff wise,
Yeah.
they did lose him.
And that's why I think Packers will win this division.
And adding Micah Parsons, what we spoke about earlier with
But-
my Super Bowl prediction, I think it's
Ben Johnson will be the reason Packers win this division. Ben Johnson with the Bears will go 2-0 against the Lions, and that'll be the difference.
That's a big call, but I don't mind that.
I think that he just knows that team inside and out. I reckon it'll be 2 close games. I think Bears have enough talent to do it, so I think I think Packers and Lions are quite equal. You'd probably say Lions a bit better, but I think those 2 games will be the difference, and Packers will win the division because of it.
does Caleb Williams have a breakout under Ben Johnson?
Oh,
I know this is
gee.
not really talking about divisional winners, but I just thought I'd bring that into conversation.
I mean, if he can't do it with Ben Johnson, who's he going to do it with? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and their receiving core, especially.
well, they lost Keenan Allen, so that's a big one.
I mean, Roma Dunze needs to step up. He didn't have the best. rookie
DJ
year, but
Moore.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
DeAndre Swift, I think, will thrive in that. With Ben Johnson, he made Gibbs and Montgomery look so good. I think he can do the same with Swift.
Not that it means anything, but you saw what they did to Buffalo in the preseason game. If you buy into
Yeah,
that,
38-0. Yep, that was
I
interesting.
mean, 38-0. I don't care who it is. That's a pretty
Yeah.
impressive score.
We did not get near at that game, and they just took
Yeah.
the piss out of us.
I don't really want to
Shout out
take too much.
Alameda Zacchaeus.
You're not a preseason taker.
Nah, I don't buy into the preseason hype
Yeah,
too much. I
fair
feel like
enough.
I've seen quarterbacks struggle in preseason. They come out and then they absolutely blitz it and win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So
Yep.
yeah,
fair enough.
I think you got to take some elements out of it, but I think a lot of it is take it with a grain of salt. Playing guys that aren't even going to be on the roster half the time in preseason.
Yeah, I
Probably
just thought the 38-0 scoreline, especially for the Chicago Bears, who don't win anything, was pretty impressive. But
Oh, definitely. All right, so this is the fun stuff. We're
Here
gonna
we
go.
go.
We're not gonna go through every single game in really
Detail.
full depth, but
full depth, full
skip
detail.
over it.
But we're gonna go over some key matchups that we think are worth talking about. Obviously,
Season opener. Here we go.
Dallas and Philly. This is gonna be one to definitely keep an eye out on. What are you guys excited about as far as this matchup? And
I'm keen to see how George Pickens and CD Lamb work in the same offensive scheme together. I think they both want to be the one, obviously. I think they've both said they are the one, which is going to be interesting. I think that's going to be very fun to watch. The Cowboys' defense without Parsons, I think Javonte Williams will be their starting running back. Let's see how much they run the ball. See if Dak can get back to that comeback player of the year as he should
Yes,
be.
sir.
But yeah,
George Pickens is that's an interesting one just because of we saw his behavior at Pittsburgh and how volatile he was.
he's fun to
especially-
watch.
He
He's
is.
fun to watch.
I just think I don't know how that dynamic's going to work with him and CD. They're both look like they're very egotistical kind of guys.
Yeah.
Both
If
have
one's getting more targets than the other, watch out. So.
yeah.
I think Jake Ferguson as a tight end too will have a great year this year again.
Guess we'll see how that all plays out. But what do you make of the Eagles, Coop?
Well, I was just thinking now that the Parsons trade's gone through, is this one of the worst season opener games you'll see? I mean, you look at the betting odds, they've spread out heavily favoriting the Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't see how Dallas get close in this game. I don't know about you guys, but
I think we saw what the Eagles defense did last year to a very talented Chiefs team. If
Exactly right.
If they can get near what they did last year in that Super Bowl, I
to
think
Dallas,
I
watch
think this
out.
will be a similar scoreline
not-
to that too.
An easy place to go into season opener as
Yeah,
well,
in
going
Philly.
to
Yeah,
Lincoln Financial Field. So
they've just won a Super Bowl. We all know how crazy their fans are already. They've just won a Super Bowl. It's going to be crazier. But
you'd hope that the Dallas Cowboys would want to come out with a point to prove, especially with everyone immediately writing them off.
Yeah.
Especially after that trade happened, so they might come out with a fire in their belly. But I just see this one being too one-sided, and
yeah,
I've got the Eagles in this one.
we all agree Eagles will win this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easily.
And now to the next matchup, which
In
we're gonna-
Brazil.
Brazil, yeah, second time in Brazil that the game's being held there. This is a interesting one, Kansas and the Chargers. How do you guys see this one shaping out? Obviously, again, we spoke about the Chargers' new look offense.
I've got the Chargers walking into Brazil and taking this win.
Of course you do.
I've got Chiefs starting 0-1.
Well, you guys said it pretty clear in the AFC West predictions that you rate the Chargers. So,
Yep.
yeah, they could win this. The Chiefs usually Do they start slow? I don't think
They
so.
had these one-score games the last 2 years against the Ravens and also the Lions the year before.
Well, they actually did scrape past the Chargers in Sunday Night Football last year, so I think the Chargers will want to win this game more. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win, but I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Anything can happen in Brazil.
Exactly right. Last year was Packers and Eagles. Eagles won, so.
No, I think Chargers will win this. I think
favourite.
if we'll see if Najee plays, but I think Hampton's going to be such a good running back. They've got such a great coach. Justin Herbert can be a top 5 quarterback when he wants to. Depends how he goes. Obviously, his last game he threw, what was it 4 picks, 3 picks? So he'll want to bounce back to that too. I think the Chiefs will be a bit, they'll just be
Be a bit cocky.
Yeah, a bit cocky going into it. So they don't have Hopkins this year either. No, Rashid Rice is still out. Can Xavier Worthy carry this offense? Kelsey's getting older.
I'm
So
taking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers too.
My head says the Chiefs in this one, even though I said that they'd win the division. But I don't know. I feel like the Chargers, in Brazil, too strong. So we'll move on.
Chiefs or Chargers?
I've got the Chiefs, mate.
Got the Chiefs.
I moved on too quickly. I didn't even realise he didn't make his pick.
No.
This is a divisional matchup coming up.
Yes, my Atlanta Falcons against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be an interesting quarterback matchup. Obviously, we know the hype around Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Falcons taking him with pick 8. We saw the debacle that occurred with Kirk Cousins in the middle part of last year, where I think he threw 1 touchdown and 12 picks in like a 4-week block. Terrible to watch as a Falcons man. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this offense flies with Penix. I think Kyle Pitts has been talked about as a very heavily favoured target of Penix. So could this be the breakout that we're all expecting to see out of Kyle Pitts, especially with all the hype that he garnered coming out of the draft?
Probably not.
I don't know.
I reckon this is said every year. I don't see him doing anything else different this
Do you
year.
reckon he's a receiver in a tight end in a a receiver?
In their tight end's body.
Yeah.
I reckon he's just overrated. I think he's not a bad.
See, I don't want to admit that as a Falcons
He
fan.
was
but
drafted so early. He's
I
the
know.
best, the top tight end ever drafted, I think, position-wise.
This is why we got to take these sort of things as a grain of salt, though, because I feel like everyone comes in and immediately, hypes these guys up in the draft. It happens in every sport, and then, when they don't live up to it, they're so quick to jump off it. So, I don't know. I'm holding out hope, but I think Drake London, with Penix as a QB, has an all-pro year this year. Bijan's going to continue to be Bijan. I think the game's going to be closer than it is, especially at Atlanta. The home crowd is very raucous there, so there's a chance that we take this one out, especially remember the last matchup that took place.
Well, it's crazy to think that now, 12 months ago, Atlanta versus Tampa in Atlanta, Kirk threw for 500 yards.
4 tutties.
Got up and started doing the swag surf at the end of overtime, and now he's going to be watching from the bleachers. So.
Getting paid shit tons to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
You take that.
100%. I
Best
mean,
job in football.
Don't know who's got the last laugh there, whether it's the Falcons or whether it's Kirk Cousins, but I'd be happy to be getting paid $40 million to do nothing. So, what do we make of the Bucs this year anyway? Obviously, lost Liam Cohen to the Jags. They're their former OC. That might affect the run game a little bit. What do you guys make of them?
I think they'll be on par what they were last year. Nothing special. They might get a little wild card win, but I just don't see them contending as much.
Does Baker Mayfield take does he take a backwards step, I should say, from his performance last year? It was probably over-exceeded a little bit, you'd say. 40 touchdowns, 4,000 yards. I mean, we know Baker's a good QB, and I think in this system he'd still thrive, especially with the weapons. He's added Ibuka now. But, it's going to be interesting. What do you guys make of that?
Yeah, I think the Bucs will just stay the same. Obviously, last year they bowed out in the wild card round. They lost a lot of close games last year, so if they can flip them into wins, they could go better. But I see them, like Coop said, just maybe sneaking a wild card win, but not too.
Yeah.
So we're taking Tampa here?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to take the Falcons in Atlanta.
I'll go Bucks.
We see in week 1 a lot of crazy upsets, so I'm going to take the Falcons.
I don't see Baker taking a backward step or a forward step. I reckon he'll just be the
Stay the
same
same.
what he is. You have those games, you'll be like, oh, mate, this is why he was drafted pick 1 so many years ago, but he's just going to be a above average quarterback, I think, for the rest of his career.
My heart says the Falcons, my head says the Bucks, so I think I'm going to...
Tip both.
Yeah. We'll go a tie.
A tie.
No. We'll go Bucks here.
Fair enough.
So
What a boring game coming up.
yeah,
Far out.
it'll be good. Not boring from the standpoint of the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals, they're exciting to watch, especially on the offensive side with all the weapons they have. But again, who they're facing is going to be pretty boring. Seeing Joe Flacco at quarterback.
Oh,
Come on.
I'd love to see
Have a
it.
bit of theatre and put Shador in.
yeah, or even Dylan Gabriel. Give us a rookie at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm sick of seeing Joe Flacco on my screen.
Flacco.
Good quarterback, has been for a number of years, but I just think he's like the Ryan
If
Fitzpatrick of these days.
If he's not done now, far out. What is he now? So old.
He's 40.
40 on the dot.
Nah, give it up. Give a rookie a
How
go.
many weeks do you reckon it lasts before they...
Well,
5.
2023 season, he took him to the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
is he going to regress?
He's in
If
his 30s then.
yeah, well, he's
hit-
38. So.
Yeah, I know. He's officially 40 years of age now. So,
Yeah.
once he
I don't
switches...
see him backing it up. Like last year with the Colts, he didn't really back it up as much as he could. So
What do you make of Jerome Ford potentially starting over Sampson as well? I think Dylan Sampson last year, I watched a lot of Tennessee in college football. He was dynamic. He had 19 touchdowns on the year. Might have even been more, to be honest. It might have been like 20 odd touchdowns.
do we think Jerome Ford's a starting running back in the league?
I think this is just
Soon find out.
I feel like I'd start a rookie over him. Just stay young.
I think this is just like a bandage over a situation.
Yeah.
I think that in an ideal world, if Quinshon Judkins didn't have all those charges and the
Yeah.
investigation pending over his head, I think he'd be the starting running back in Cleveland and wouldn't have to worry about who to start, Jerome Ford or Dylan Sampson. But
Well, Jerome Ford's, I reckon, proven he hasn't. Like when Nick Chubb got injured, he took over the role and just didn't really do much. And they made playoffs. So I just don't know with all that. But
does Jerry Jeudy back up that year that he had last year? That especially with like last year he had Jameis, and Jameis, despite all his flaws, he gets
yeah,
Gets the job done.
the job done 100%. And I don't know if like with all the dramas they have at QB, and if they end up switching this over to Gabriel or to Shador Sanders, can that connection with those guys be on the same page? You got named the 82nd best player by his peers in the top 100, going back to that. So I think Jerry Jeudy is a great receiver, but I just don't think he's...
Yeah, the QB uncertainty is going to really put him down.
Yeah,
I don't think you can have a good year when the QB is changing every week.
Yeah.
So
I can't agree more with that. It's just I don't see him doing much. I think he's such a great receiver still, but yeah.
I think
not much going on there.
Bengals pretty comfortably and convincingly here.
Chase will be dominant. T. Higgins will play well. Chase Brown's first pre-season as the starting running back. Obviously, him and Zach Moss were in battle this time last year. So
yeah, I'm
See
going
how
to
that
take the
goes.
I'm going to take the Bengals, but
really, just
you don't want to underestimate the Browns here though. Week 1 divisional
Cleveland.
game. There's some weird stuff that happens in week
And
1,
also-
so-
Those Browns fans go
yeah,
crazy too.
it'll be
this time
loud.
this time last year it was Jacoby Brissett versus the Bengals, and what was everybody saying before that game? And then look what happened. So you never. We're all going to go Bengals, but
Bengals,
Week
but
1
not
can
by
always
much.
provide a lot of shocks,
yeah,
and
especially Bengals. They suck in the first 3 weeks.
Well, they went 0-4 last year, didn't they?
Yeah, it just ruined their season, didn't
cost Joe Burrow an MVP.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Dolphins and Colts. Now this is going to be a fun game, isn't it, boys?
Daniel Jones.
it? Daniel Jones versus Tua.
The fact that Daniel Jones
Jesus.
took the starting role over Anthony Richardson
It's
just
just a joke.
Just
Does
shows how.
does it say more about Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson in that?
I think it says more about Anthony Richardson.
just you can't beat.
I was never a believer in Anthony Richardson, to be honest. I think
He was drafted off like athleticism, you can say, but I don't know. It just
What's with
Yeah.
the Colts and picking up veterans? So they went from
Matt Ryan,
Jacoby Brissett, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers. You got Daniel Jones now.
Joe Flacco.
Carson Wentz.
Gardner-
Why do
Gardner-
they pick up these
Gardner-
terrible 30-year-olds?
Gardner Minshew, Joe Flacco was obviously there too.
It goes on.
It's because they put all their stocks into a guy that is
Andrew Luck.
is a no, not even that. I'm talking about Anthony Richardson.
Oh.
Yeah,
Andrew Luck as well, though. But
that was a shock retirement.
Anthony Richardson literally is a basketballer pretending to be an NFL player.
I reckon he's got one of the highest ceilings in the league, though, if he puts it together.
But he just didn't care last year in the
Yeah.
game. Remember, he just
It's not a good. It's not
Sat
a good
out.
look. It's not a good look when you just give up on your team,
Yeah.
and just pull the pin on a game when it's a tight contest. And for me, I looked at his Florida days and I just saw like the production wasn't there. His pass to completion wasn't there. That was in college. I know some players play better at the NFL level than they do in
Yeah.
college, but if you can't do it in the college level and you're trying to translate that to the NFL, and especially in such a dysfunctional team, I don't see this relationship working out. But we'll see how it all plays out, I guess. They've still got good weapons on the offensive side of the ball. They got Jonathan Taylor coming off a good year.
He's one to watch this year. I think he will bounce back. Similar to his offensive player of the year. The other 2 years ago, was it now? 3 years ago?
Yeah. And then you got Alec Pierce, who, again, a lot of talks about him potentially being a big target in 2026 for a few teams.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman. Tyler Warren is a really hyped rookie tight end. He's probably going to get a lot of looks from Daniel Jones or whoever's at the helm at QB for them. So yeah, there's a few
The
different...
Miami offense is just the Miami offense. It's just on potential. Achan's there. We'll see how much he plays. Ollie Gordon's been pushing a lot for a role. Hill and Waddle, just what can you say about them?
Question marks are going to be about Tua and whether he stays healthy, because we've, all the concerns with him and his concussions the last few years. That's going to be a big concern and a big...
Does Hill want to be there? It's just
Definitely not.
A lot of question marks about that Miami offense.
I honestly, as crazy as this sounds, I still there's a ideal world where the Colts can take this out. I think the Dolphins win it, but
No, I'm tipping the Colts at home, I think.
Jesus, far out.
Yeah, that might be.
Give me some reasons why here. I actually want to know.
I just think Miami are just done, really.
Yeah.
Tyreek's second half of last year was just abysmal.
Yeah.
They've got so many question marks, like you two said. And the Colts at home, I mean, I'm just taking the Colts.
Fitzpatrick.
Daniel
Fitzpatrick
Jones'
back
legacy
from safety.
game.
Darren Waller back as their tight end. That'll be interesting to see how many actual targets and snaps he plays.
He's realised that his rap career can only sustain
Clearly was not good enough.
I think he needed a break from Kelsey Plum. She seems like an intense figure, so I don't blame him.
Bang.
It wasn't even about him not loving the NFL anymore. I think he needed a break away
He's
from
just gone to rap, has he? Yeah, there's nothing. Look, I'm going to go Dolphins just because the list is there. They're on paper. They should be winning this easily.
I'm going Dolphins as well.
Yeah. Raiders, Pats. This is an interesting game.
I think there's a lot of storylines out of this game. I don't think it's an exciting game as far as, you wouldn't wake up for this one. But as far as, Geno Smith debuting for the Raiders, Pete Carroll, how he's going to look with, this new team. He's been such a popular figure amongst Seahawks fans and in the NFL. And, can he bring this Raiders team back to those Seattle days? We saw Genty struggle in preseason a little bit. Is that going to improve in the regular season? Can Brock Bowers bounce back and have the same kind of production that he did last year? There's a lot of question marks and a lot of storylines out of this Raiders team. So it'd be interesting to see what you guys make of this, and defensively whether they can have that upside.
I think simply, I've just got Raiders winning this. I don't think Pats are going to show much. I think Drake May's a phenomenal talent, but I don't see a world they beat the Raiders.
Yeah, they don't have enough weapons. I'm excited to see Travion Henderson though. I think
Diggs is back.
Oh, yeah, Diggs, I forgot about him.
Wide receiver 1. We'll see how that goes.
Literally forgot about him. Anytime someone has an injury like that, he's been spending too much time on that boat with Cardi there.
Shouldn't have left the Bills, but yeah.
We've actually got the Stephon Diggs signed helmet here.
Yes. Shout out Stephon Diggs.
I disrespected his Pookie, so apologies for that.
Is he still your Pookie or?
Not anymore. Nah, he's dead to me now.
Dead to you.
After leaving, I was devastated.
To
when
a
he
division
left.
rival as well.
But yeah, I think it's not much to go on.
I think the Raiders take this out.
I think we all agree Raiders win this.
Yeah, Raiders.
The only question mark you had was like in Gillette week 1.
Yeah, Gillette is a hard place to win, especially week 1. The Pats fans, they go nuts over there. So
yeah,
but you got to take the Raiders here. Don't be silly.
Cardinals Saints.
Jeez, can I just say this 1 p.m. slate on Sunday is terrible. We've just gone through Raiders, Patriots, Dolphins, Colts, Bengals, Browns, and Bucks, Falcons. Jeez. And now we've got Cardinals,
I know
Saints.
we're supposed to be doing a segment who's waking up for these games. Is anyone waking up for any of these games?
Maybe
the
one after.
Yeah.
Me, Falcons, and the Bucks, I reckon, just because I'm a Falcons man. Otherwise, I wouldn't be waking up for that at any given point in time, for sure.
I'll be getting up for it because I love football. But, man, it's going to be a hard watch.
I'm going to have Game Pass on, 7 screens.
For the casual fans out there, don't really want to wake up too early. I think the only game you'd really want to watch is probably the Steelers-Jets game.
We'll go into that after
this
one.
Yeah, if you're not a famous, if you're not an actual fan of anyone else.
I don't even
What's
think
there to say about this game?
This is
Cardinals win this quite easily, I think.
The big storyline will be whether Marvin Harrison obviously had a lot of hype and expectation in year 1, didn't really live up to those lofty standards that draft experts and people within the NFL media scene sort of gave him. But again, the question mark is for him was he a high draft pick based off his name and, off his dad's. If he was named James Harrison instead of Marvin Harrison Jr., would he have been as highly regarded? I think he's still a really big talent. He's bulked up a shit ton as well. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be a talent. Let's just be honest. But I think they had a hard year last year, so we can't really blame it all on him.
Kyler Murray stays healthy if he has a good year this year.
I think he'll start off really strong here with a 1-0 start too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm just taking this game as a scrappy 24-10 Cardinals win that has not many highlights.
Spencer Rattler to throw 500 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Nah. Spencer Rattler throwing 3 picks that game.
3 picks, 33% completion rate, 82 yards.
Buda Baker's getting 3. All
47 passer rating.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Cardinals.
Now, this is an interesting game coming up.
Oh, yeah. This is pure theatre. A-Rod heading into New York against Justin Fields, who was the Steelers quarterback. This is probably the only game that's worth waking up for this time slot.
DJ Metcalf, obviously, there now, replacing Pickens in that role. We'll see how this goes. I don't really know what else you got.
I think
Jonnu Smith there's their tight end too. Pat Furman there too.
Could be question marks about Brees Hall as well.
Oh, my bad. DK. Sorry.
I was like, who's DJ Metcalf?
DJ Metcalf, who's that? Brother of DK? No. Brees Hall again is another question mark regarding their offense. There was obviously a lot of question marks about him coming into this season and whether he wanted to be there and
I'm high on him.
And whether he still have a big role in the offense. I believe he'll still have a big impact this year. Garrett Wilson again, can he be the wide receiver one that people expected him to be coming out of Ohio State? I think he's shown good progress, but I think he hasn't had that breakout yet. So could this be the year he links up with his former teammate at Ohio State, Justin Fields?
Yeah. I even think the Adams trade last year really halted his progress a bit.
100%.
So I reckon he'll shine this year.
I just think that whole Aaron Rodgers circus.
The Steelers are one of the most intriguing teams this year.
Yes.
Consistently a playoff team. And we're about to find out if Aaron Rodgers is washed. Because if they don't make playoffs after basically having a winning record for the last, 17 years.
Do they get above 500 again?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think A-Rod's getting a bit of hate recently. I thought his second half of last year was pretty solid. I mean, you look at the numbers, he was in the top 5 for nearly everything. So it'll be interesting to see with a good O-line.
They've still got a good defense as well.
Well, exactly. Well, that's what usually carries them every
Mike
year.
Tomlin, one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch, the Tomlin-Rodgers relationship, if that works.
Guess we'll wait and see. But I'm going to go the Steelers here. I just think, the edge, the experience of Aaron Rodgers, I know he's getting old. DK Metcalf is a big weapon.
Yep.
Mike Tomlin is the coach. TJ Watt on that defensive side of the ball. I just think they're going to be too strong, but it's going to be a lot closer and a lot more hotly contested than people are giving credit to this game for, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
I think Rodgers will silence the boos at MetLife and win comfortably.
Comfortably?
Pittsburgh, easy.
Give me the Jets.
Ooh.
Why?
Justin Fields.
You're a believer.
Yep, I'm a big believer of Justin Fields. I think he probably should have started for Steelers all of last year. So I think they're going to be a bit better than everybody expects. I don't think they're going to be a playoffs chance. Sorry, but
they are the Jets though at the end of the day. So they'll find a way to fuck this up.
I think, as we've said, the Fields Wilson connection will be really good this season. I know Steelers have such a phenomenal defense, but give me the Jets in this game and a 3-point win. I reckon a real close one.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're not crazy for it because again, if it was any other week, I might question you about it. But week one again can throw up a lot of upsets and a lot of rogue results, if you want to call it.
If Commanders lose this game, Jaden Daniels far out.
He's going to cop a lot of hate for this.
This should be an easy one, I believe.
Yeah, I think the Commanders.
So it's a Russell Wilson debut.
Russell Wilson, man.
How long before Jackson Dart takes the reins?
I think Jackson Dart will be the best QB in that draft class.
Yeah, I agree.
It's Russell, so I don't know, but I would love Jackson Dart to start by week 8.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Russell Wilson's not the Russell Wilson that he once was. He's still a quality quarterback.
Wasn't too bad at Pittsburgh, but just not the answer they needed. So it'll be interesting to see in a weaker side. So,
what do you think of? Do you reckon Neighbours backs up his rookie year from last year? Do you reckon he can? I think he had Daniel Jones as QB and still broke a number of records. I can only imagine if he has solid quarterback play this year.
Yeah.
Whether it's Wilson, whether it's Dart, even if it's Jameis.
Get
James.
Jameis in. Start him. Start him over Wilson.
Let's be
please.
honest, Neighbours is going to get a lot of the ball if Jameis is running the show at QB. But
I think he will back it up. He's such a phenomenal talent. LSU wide receiver. So
but yeah, I guess the
they
real
normally go
question,
good in the league. So we'll
100%.
see.
I reckon the real question mark is probably going to be the Commanders. We know what they did last year, and I think
Yeah.
they should get this done easily.
It's
But
a
even
danger game though, isn't it?
100%, they got a lot of expectations. Obviously, Debo Samuel.
Coming in, Von Miller coming in, both veterans, but they might add something to this team. We saw added veterans who went last year with Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz.
Are you buying stocks in Jacoby Krosky Merritt?
He's RB4, they're saying.
RB4.
Yes. So I was shocked at that when I found that out this morning.
Not buying that.
So I thought he was going to be RB2, but I put him at RB4 at the moment. So we'll see how that goes throughout the season. But at the moment, it's hard to buy stocks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I think from a fantasy perspective, everyone's buying into it. But I didn't buy the hype. I'm like, it's pre-season. Let's just wait to see how the season actually plays out and before we.
Well, it says a lot to put him at RB4. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many snaps he's going to get. Maybe
Well, they
special
traded
teams, but we'll see.
B-Rob for him. That's the reason why they got rid. Oh, they're not for him, but like they got rid of B-Rob because they wanted
That's
to give
why
him.
I think everybody was surprised by it.
Yeah,
And we'll see how it goes with this. I've got Commanders winning this easily though.
100%. I'm with you on that one.
Cooper.
Commanders 14 plus.
14 plus.
Oh
I love
no,
you.
this is.
Oh no.
This could be the worst game.
Game of the week.
McMillan.
Snap count game of the week.
Travis. Snap count. Travis Hunter is actually on a snap count for this game. He's listed as a wide receiver 1. Oh no, as a starting wide receiver, but a depth cornerback.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many snaps he gets on the defensive role this week, but
If he wasn't playing this game, I reckon this could break records for the
Yeah.
lowest viewing NFL game in history.
Liam Cohen's first game as coach.
The Jags fans will get around
Yeah,
it though, I'm sure.
But Bryce Young, I can't go past it. I know it's going to be a bit of an upset, but no really care. I've got Bryce Young and McMillan going in and winning this game.
I can see that happening, to be honest. I
Yeah.
can see it happening. Like the dysfunction's always there with the Jags. I think they're going to turn it around. I think everyone's written off Travis Etienne already.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying Tank Bigsby and Bashal Tootin should take more of the load on the running back side of it. But I think personally, with what Liam Cohen brings from an offensive standpoint, what Trevor Lawrence can do with targets like Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter, I think Travis Hunter's going to have a better rookie year than people give him credit for. I know there's a lot of hype and people are overrating him a little bit.
Yep.
But I think with Brian Thomas probably getting or copping a lot of double teams, I think he's probably going to get a lot more freedom as far as, getting the ball in his hands. So we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. But I don't know. I feel like Bryce Young's going to have a career best year. I think Tet's going to break some records as far as rookie wide receivers potentially. So I can see them going in there and taking this out. But I'm lying ball on this. I don't know. What do you think, Coop?
Oh, I'm going to take the Jags at home. I don't trust the Panthers going in here. And I feel like Trevor's going to have a good game.
Fair enough.
I'll go the Jags, even though I think my heart...
I've got against you guys a lot so far.
That's
week,
all right.
but-
It's
All
good.
right, we like
Yeah.
it. We don't want to be plain and boring. So
Yeah. Well, give me the
take it,
Panthers. Give me the Panthers to walk in Jacksonville and take that W.
We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Are you waking up for that 3 a.m. game here in... Melbourne?
Not that one. I'll be up for the other ones. Probably won't unless Travis Hunter does something cool.
Just have it on
I got him at $41 odds for the Heisman last year, so he's one of my favourite players for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Winning me a lot of money.
Are you going to back him in for Rookie of the Year?
No.
So you're not a believer then?
Yeah, fake fan, mate.
Okay.
So yeah, Titans and Broncos is the next one up. This is at 6:05 a.m. here
For
in
us,
Australia.
which is a 3
Yeah,
p.m.
3,
4
4
p.m.
p.m.
4 p.m. game.
game. Yep. Not really many storylines out of this. I think
Cam Ward's debut. I think Calvin Ridley is really early. Tajay Spears, is he playing? Yeah, no, he's injured. I think Tony Pollard will play a lot. I think it's the only thing that with this game is can the Broncos back up what they did last year?
I mean, let's hope Bo Nix has a better debut than he did last year because I think
That
it was.
was horrendous.
I think that was one point. I know he's obviously had a
Backed it
great
up.
season after that.
Facing adversity, look how well he went after that.
Everyone wrote him off from the get-go. I think he at one point.
What was his stats for that?
I think he had like 80 yards for but he had like 12 completions, and it was like It might have been less. I don't know what it was, but it was terrible. It was just shocking.
26 of 42, 138.
Yeah, that's what it
yards.
was.
And
42 passes for 138 yards.
So
Is that real?
A lot of screen passes, 2 interceptions. Yeah, it wasn't the best debut.
I mean, fair play though. He took the Broncos to a playoff game for the first time in I think 9 years. So
Yeah, I'm not hating on it. I just
It's just a
remember
bit
that because
yeah.
I was at my mate's house in week 1 and we were watching that game live as it was unfolding, and I just remembered how bad he was.
Poor Bo.
I also saw this morning J.K. Dobbins is RB1 over RJ Harvey.
I agree with that. I just think we've seen
I think a lot of fantasy went on him early too.
Yeah.
RJ Harvey.
I think J.K. Dobbins, he's had a lot of injuries, ACL, Achilles.
Yeah.
He's only 26, so for a guy that young to have that many injuries, it's obviously a concern. But I think we've seen when he's at his best, his production can be right up there. So I think he's.
Is there any way Cam Ward can walk into Denver and win this game?
We've seen crazy things happen, and I think Cam Ward, he is a big game player. Or he seems like he wants to embrace the moment. I've seen so many of those clips of him and Shador going back and forth talking shit in their pre-draft workout. So he believes in himself, and that's the reason why they voted him as a captain, as a rookie. So I don't see any reason why he couldn't do it. But again,
one of the most nonchalant players too.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. I think he's just a man about business. I think he gets it done. But I just think with Sean Payton, the offense that the Broncos have and just the team that they've got put together, I think it's going to be tough, especially going a mile high. Cam Ward playing in that setting for the first time in his career, in his debut, I think it might be a bit of a tough ask. So I'm going the Broncos here.
I'm going Broncos too.
Give me the Broncos.
Divisional matchup here. This will be an interesting game.
Here we go.
So these are both of our division
So
teams.
you've got Seattle in this, don't you?
Yep. Give me Seattle. Sam Darnold debut. Cooper Kupp will have 100 yards and a touchdown. JSN will do his thing. K9 will see how he goes. I think Seattle will win this by 2 touchdowns. That's what my prediction is.
I've got the Niners walking in, showing that they are back. They're going to win this by 20 plus in Seattle.
I just don't think they have enough talent anymore.
The 49ers.
Yeah. I don't think
Are you serious?
I don't think Brock
Nick
Purdy's
Bosa, Dre Greenlaw.
on the offensive end.
Christian McCaffrey's back.
Yeah.
Brock
The wide
Purdy,
receiver one.
George Kittle,
Ricky Purcell and
Trent Williams.
Jawan Jennings. It's not as good as it used to be.
Give me the Niners 20 plus.
Give me the Seahawks to win this, and we'll come back next Wednesday
Yeah.
and we'll see.
I think this game
It'll be called the Cooper Cup.
The
Or the Cooper Cup, the Seattle Seahawks
Yeah,
player.
it's the Cooper Cup.
Can't get any more
I
suited.
think this game's going to be closer than people
I wish we had a Rams Bills game this year. That would have been
might
great.
make it out to
Cup.
be, but we'll see. I think I'm going the Niners,
I'm-
but
I'm going to be big on the Seahawks all year. It's going to be my thing.
those
I
12s are
can't
going to
wait
be
to
rowdy.
look back at this when they go
Seahawks
6
win
and
this.
11.
Seahawks win this. Sam Darnold, he was a top 4, 5 pick for a reason. He's going to show it.
Yeah.
And I love Cooper Cup. So
I do like their defense. I do like the system Mike McDonald has in
Yeah.
play. So I'm not ruling this out, but
give me the Seahawks. Easy win.
give me the Niners. But
Nah.
I'm not 100% sold on it.
Niners 20 plus.
Jesus.
All
So what do you
right.
think Cup's not getting near it?
Did you watch Cooper Cup last year on Los Angeles?
We got to do a
Yeah,
forfeit
you
then.
guys- you
We
guys-
got to so
A
you
forfeit.
guys have to. One of you, whoever. All right.
49ers Seahawks.
Yeah. If the Niners win this game, you have to wear a Bills jersey next week.
I'll wear a Rams jersey, sure.
Done.
Oh, well, no, actually it won't be because he'll just be wearing a Bills jersey. Which one do you want? Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, or Matt Milano?
Don't worry about it because it won't happen. So.
Nah. Okay. Watch this. Watch this space. Seahawks win this, and I'll be messaging the group chat straight away.
Bet.
What do you see in Cooper Cup that
What don't you see in Cooper Cup?
I
He's
don't-
such a great veteran talent.
If you look at his stats since the Super Bowl, when he
You know
won
what?
Super Bowl MVP.
I'm going to start him in fantasy this week too.
Oh my God, you're doubling down.
I'm starting him.
Jesus.
I'll start him over Aaron Jones. I reckon. I'll start him over Aaron Jones.
So when are you ordering the Cooper Cup Seahawks jersey then?
Okay.
You got those
What?
new rivalries jerseys, so
You
there's
have-
something to pick out.
You have to get a Cooper Cup Seahawks jersey if what happens at the end of the year.
If they go above the Niners in the NFC West, I will buy a Cooper Cup Seahawks poster and put it on my wall for 3 months.
3 months. Far out. Okay.
Only for 3 months.
We'll go a year. We'll go 5 years.
5 years. All right. 5 years. If Seahawks beat Niners in the division.
I mean, Cooper Kupp is one of my favourite players of all time, but man, he is the most washed player in the league. There's a reason McVay said, "See you later. We'll get Devontae Adams."
I think Devontae Adams is washed too. But here we
Oh
are.
my God. I can't wait for this year. I can't wait.
This is great.
This is a big game. We all said our tips. You guys Niners. I'm Seahawks.
Yeah, I said Niners.
This is a big game.
Game of the round, I reckon.
Yeah.
besides the
not
Sunday
worth
night
waking
game.
up for, I don't reckon.
Oh.
6:25.
No, I'm stirring. No,
This is going to be a great game. A divisional matchup. Detroit have to walk into Green Bay. Parsons, we don't know if he's going to play yet. So I think
It's going to be tough.
I
He's
think
going to have to do a bit of Baker Mayfield studying the playbook,
Yeah, I think
cramming
I
it
think
in.
it's more likely than not likely. I think he'll play more.
I don't see a world where you trade for Micah Parsons
And
and
not
week
play him
one, you
week
don't
one.
play him in one of
Against
the
your biggest rivals.
100%.
He'll probably be on a snap count, but I think he'll play. Matthew Golden, I'm so high on him this year. He's the wide receiver one. Christian Watson's injured. I think he will have 80+ yards this game in his rookie debut.
In Lambeau, where he got drafted. That'll be good to see.
Yes, very
I
interesting.
feel like the crowd will go nuts every time he
But
gets a
geez,
reception.
this Lions offense is so strong. Again, obviously Hayden Hutchinson coming back too. I don't know. It's just such a 50-50 game, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to have to go and back in not my Packers, but because I've backed them in to get to the Super Bowl and backed them to win the division, I kind of have
You've got
to, especially at home, Lambeau is a tough place to go into week one.
Can we trust Jared Goff?
No, we can't.
Yep.
Did you see the playoff game last year?
Fair enough.
Or this
Give me
year?
the Packers by 10 points in this game.
Packers by 7.
I did go the Lions in my NFC North, so I'll take the Lions by 3. But I have zero confidence in Jared Goff, even though he's a former Ram, former favourite player.
It's
but
going to be a great
zero
game, though.
confidence.
So much offensive talent on both sides. Josh Jacobs, can he get back to what his potential is going to look like? But we'll see. I don't know.
And I guess the big question mark from this will be how good this offense will be without Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
even their
Ben Johnson.
defense without Aaron Glenn, too. You got both coordinators gone. Clearly both head coach material, so
We'll see if Dan Campbell's a system
if he can
a system coach.
if he can do it without him.
Yeah, nah, he'll be all right.
He'll
though.
probably go for it on 4th and 20 and I'll get it somehow, knowing him.
Feel like this should be the Monday night game. That's a topic conversation. But why is Chicago versus Minnesota the Monday night game over Packers Lions
That's
anyway?
interesting.
because Caleb Williams is the GOAT, and nah.
So we're going Packers, Danko, and Cooper, you go in Lions for this one.
Yeah, Lions by 3.
All right, so Rams, Texans. Give us a preview on this. Obviously, the Rams fan.
Look, we gave Philly the best run last year by any other team in the playoffs. We were, I think, 20 yards away from winning. We've
That was a good
upgraded receivers, got rid of Cooper Kupp, whoever that is, got rid of him. Devontae Adams in. We're going to have a good year, but I feel like the Niners will go above us in the NFC West. But this game, Matthew Stafford is a big talking point. He's been in and out of preseason training. Everyone's saying if he's going to be fit. But I'm pretty confident. McVay's pretty confident he'll be fine. And I don't see a world where we lose to Houston at home in the Week 1 opener. And I feel like Devontae Adams is going to show people like Cooper why he's not washed. And he's going to have a good year.
I agreed with you until you said Devontae Adams is going to show me he's not washed.
Oh, how's he washed?
We saw what happened with
The Jets?
yeah.
He wasn't too bad. I mean,
They
they had a
didn't-
slow
Didn't
start.
win the games though, which what matters.
I mean, you put prime Patrick Mahomes, prime Gronk in the Jets, and they're not even winning games.
Jeez,
So
man.
they're
That's a
just
big call.
cursed.
that's a big call. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams. I think Texans are a great team, but I think LA at home, even though I don't really have any fans there, but I think they'll go all right and they'll win this. I don't think Devontae Adams will do much though, but this will be a puka show, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm going the Rams.
Kyron Williams, he'll play well.
It's a tough one though. I don't know.
I'm not sleeping on Houston.
I feel
Yeah.
like you look at the, Derek Stingley on the defensive side of the ball, probably one of the best corners in the league. He'll shut down.
Yeah, he's something. isn't
He'll shut down Devontae Adams or whoever, or
he?
Puka.
He'll shut down Devontae Adams
Or
easily.
Puka.
I think I could shut down Devontae Adams at the moment.
No, but it's gonna be a hotly contested game. I'm gonna go Rams, but I'm not 100% again sold on that. I think offensively there's still question marks. Joe Mixon being out, Nick Chubb coming off an injury, CJ Stroud is obviously a great quarterback. He's got weapons. He's got Nico Collins, but they're missing quite a lot of weapons as well. They don't have Tank Dell, who's one of CJ Stroud's favorite receivers. He's probably going to be out for a long time. So
I don't see him playing this year.
yeah, so I'm going the Rams, especially at SoFi, but Texans are going to be a team to watch this year. I think going to bounce back a little bit better than they did last year.
Yep.
And
This will be game of the week. This one here.
Oh, the big Sunday night game.
This
I
is-
don't know,
this
the
has got me-
Vikings and the
this-
Bears. I think that's
And
This
the
has got-
Panthers and the Jags.
This has got to be nervous all off season when this was announced. I thought we were going to versus the Bengals week 1, so I was like, oh, easy win.
what a game to have week 1 as well. Like
In Buffalo
yeah.
night, Mr.
But-
Brightside playing. It's
Jeez,
going to be a fun watch.
Mark Andrews will be shitting himself in this
Yeah.
game
Mark
after
Andrews.
what happened in that 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
You
Even
could-
when the fumble against Bernard in the middle too.
Yeah,
he cost
he
them that game.
single-handedly lost them that game. They
Yeah.
should build a statue of him outside of
To be
Buffalo.
honest, I feel like if you're going to face the Ravens at any point in the year, I reckon it's best to face them in the first game of the year because
Fair enough.
like the additions, like you said, they added a couple of guys, Jerry
Had some
Alexander.
great guys.
Yeah, so, but then
They got a gel, though.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like they've had the training camp, they've had a few preseason games. Again, a lot of these guys wouldn't have played together, so
Yeah.
trying to fit that dynamic in.
Well, Lamar didn't play preseason, did he?
No.
I'm guessing Henry didn't either.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't think you risk them that in meaningless. Like I said, in meaningless.
Say Flowers, I'm guessing didn't play. I don't know.
He might have played a couple of games. So
A few snaps here and there.
to
but
be
I
honest,
think so.
I only watched preseason.
You're not a fan of preseason,
I'm
are
not. I watched the.
Have you ever watched the Hall of Fame game?
Oh,
That's
no, that-
something. That's something. That's a horrible game to watch.
Well, that's where Tom Brady came to play and showed what he could do in the bright lights. So there is some reason to watch it, but not anymore. I think it's a bit washed. But yeah, going back to this, I feel like Buffalo wouldn't want to face Baltimore at any other time than week 1. I know it's a tough ask, but
Yeah.
for Baltimore to have to go into Buffalo and try and prove the point that they're one of the Super Bowl contenders, it's going to be a tough ask. And this is going to be the battle of the QBs. Who's the best?
two best in form in the league.
Probably 2 best quarterbacks. Yep.
The disrespect of Patrick Mahomes once again.
I don't see a world that we can stop Derrick Henry. Honestly,
You don't reckon?
I think we've like I don't know our secondary's hurt. We got Dwayne Carter's just done his Achilles. He'll be out for the year. We've got 2 insider or D linemen both suspended for 6 games. We'll see how much Joey Bosa plays. I don't know. It's such a hard game. I think it Bill's at home though, but like Jaheir Alexander, I don't think he's going to play. He looks to be out. Khalil Shakir is questionable. Trey White probably doesn't play either.
I feel like
there's a lot of going on.
I feel like Baltimore care more about this game than Buffalo because they would
Yeah.
want revenge from
Yeah.
that.
Baltimore
divisional
coming in with a
game.
chip on their shoulder, 100%.
Yeah, exactly right.
And
So
I think Baltimore probably has more to prove because they've got so
Yeah.
many assets and they're stacked roster that they'd have to come in and if they lose week 1, it's kind of going to put some question marks around there.
It's the Bills' last home opener at Highmark Stadium, which could mean something. We don't know yet, but we'll see. But as much as I'm a Bills nuffy and I love him, I think Ravens will win this.
Oh,
jeez. All right
I
then.
think Ravens will win this, and there'll come a game in playoff time, which will be fun to watch. But I think Ravens will win this. I reckon by 3.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking the Ravens here. I feel like they care way more about this game than what the Bills will.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
I'm going Ravens as
A
well.
lot of injuries throughout the Bills to the preseason camps. Like we had the what do we have? The Hard Knocks too. That could be a distraction. I just don't see. I think Ravens will win this. I hope Bills win it, obviously, but I think Ravens will win
Mark
this. Yes.
Andrews clutch game-winning touchdown.
Mark Andrews fumbles it,
Oh no.
so it's a draw. Mark Andrews catches it, takes 4 steps, fumbles it. Demar Hamlin picks it up, takes it back.
What a storyline.
Oh.
The last game of the week 1, ending off with a bang. Where are we?
Vikings and Bears. This is
What a game.
Interesting game. JJ McCarthy's first game. believe
yes,
it or not,
and
so we could
my
remember that.
vote for comeback player of the year. So hopefully he can
Yeah.
make a stand.
Big
And
stage to debut on.
2 second-year QBs going at it. One played the whole season, one didn't touch it. So it'll be interesting.
I think another key talking point out of this will be Jordan Addison, obviously suspended for the first 3 games.
Yes.
They don't have one of their main wide receiver weapons, so that's going to be a big
Yeah.
loss for them. We'll just have to see how Ben Johnson,
Yeah.
how it all comes together with this new
I think
offensive
I think
scheme.
this will be all too hard for the Vikings. So technically a rookie QB starting
Yeah.
his first game. We got no Addison. Jefferson will probably be locked down. Ben Johnson's such a great coach. We know this. I think this Bears offense has potential, so I think we'll see it.
Can he get the most out of Adunze though this year? That's the.
You'd hope so. I think
that's
DJ
the big
Moore will play a great. I think DeAndre Swift will have a nice breakout year. Something he's been teasing for a while now. I've got Bears winning this by a touchdown, I reckon.
Yeah, I rate the Bears this year. I think they'll be in playoff contention. Not necessarily saying they'll make the playoffs, but I feel like they'll be around the mark. They finished last year pretty strong with a big win over Green Bay in Green Bay. I think JJ McCarthy, it's going to be a bit too much playing in a hostile divisional environment. Monday Night Football, I feel like the Bears are going to win. Ben Johnson's going to show why they got him.
I'm going to go against you guys.
Really?
Oh,
Go on the Vikings.
with your JJ call.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
think
He's your man.
I just think defensively they're pretty strong. You know, you got guys like Andrew Van Ginkel. I think overall, I know they're missing a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but I think JJ, proven big game player. I know they're going to call him a system QB, especially when he was at Michigan, but I feel like, you know, he's got that mentality where that he can come in and get the job done. I know it's a big ask, Monday Night Football at Soldier Field, in a hostile environment, but I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going the Vikings.
It's
Fair
good.
enough.
I can't wait to recap next week
It's going to be
with the
exciting.
tipping.
Should we end it off with our multi?
Yes.
This is going to be
It's
good.
probably the best part of the...
Graphic will be up on socials for both Australian and American odds on
Snap
this.
count pod number 1.
So
We're going to go 17-0 this year with our multi.
Yeah, this is easily hitting. I think we've started.
So
off
we
with
each
enough.
took a leg, like we mentioned. So we'll start with Cooper Powell's leg. And who do you
Yes.
have as your
I've got
favourite leg of the week?
the best wide receiver in football. I think he's better than Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Are
Nah.
you,
No.
I thought you would go Cooper Cup with what you.
He's up there. He's top 3.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Best
Jamar
receiver.
Chase, 1+ touchdown, playing $1.83. I think that's a lock. They go versus the Browns. Browns don't really have anything crazy on the defensive end, so.
I mean, realistically,
I think Chase.
The two
will-
touchdowns was a fair call in my opinion,
Yeah.
but we looked at the odds and
And
ended
it
up
was too high.
ballooned out to $19. I don't think anyone would have backed it. I mean, I still probably would have put a little bit of money on it,
Yeah,
but
the road to 17-0 would just die straight away with that call.
Yeah.
I've gone Aaron Rodgers to go into MetLife and give a big fuck you to the Jets. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns, $2.44. I think that is a lock.
that's the one I'm probably most concerned about in this.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I'm just
We'll find out next
Yeah.
week. We'll find
Well,
out
yeah,
next
it's
week.
kind of hard to
Yeah.
week 1. You don't know, but I'm pretty confident in A-Rod, one of my favorite players.
I'm going a bit of a rogue one here, but I think with so much expected of Brian Thomas Jr. this year, and I think with that new offense that Liam Cohen's going to instill, I'm going Brian Thomas Jr. 80+ yards in the air. So 80+ receiving yards at $1.97.
Great odds is.
I know they got JC Horn as their lockdown corner. I think that, might impact on this, but I think with, how well Travis Hunter can take away the attention, and Trevor Lawrence as well, getting him the ball, I think he'll get enough targets and all it takes is one big play. He gets one big 50, 60-yard reception. I think he's going to get enough of the ball the rest of the game to reach 80 yards. So to nearly get $2 value there, I'm happy with that. And that totals up to $8.79. So
That will be on all socials with a graphic and maybe a video on TikTok. We'll see. But follow us with it. I think we'll hit it this week easily. I
So
reckon.
normally we'd add some other stuff to this pod, but I think we're going to leave it there because I think that was a lot to unpack this week. We might bring in some trivia. We might bring in some quarterback tier
Definitely.
lists and everything else like that in the coming weeks. But
Yeah.
stay tuned for next week. We're going to do a little wrap up as well. And
Some key moments.
key moments.
games.
We're gonna bring in some new segments as well.
MVP, who played the opposite of the MVP. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll do a little game ball and our flop of the week as well. We'll do a little segment called Believe That.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun season. So
Yeah, I'm just sick of the talking. I just want football to
Yeah.
be snapped, snap count,
we'll get ready.
and so we can just unpack and watch some
Seamus
football.
Dallas.
Enough talking.
We'll be
Yeah.
back next week.
That's all we've got time for today, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers.